Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So my name is Chris, and I'm from Baldwin. So it's really an honor to be in this open mic, and I really love it here. So here's this poem that I'm going to read to you. For an hour, he yawns every 15 seconds during a professor's lecture on color in an art studio. He constantly rubs his irritated eyes with his hands covered in acrylic paint with two pigments. He sees green in his left, pink in his right. Both tears drop from his face and lands on printer paper. Those tears move on their own and suddenly meet and meshes. The professor noticed the situation and walks quietly and leans forward and squints his eyes to observe closely. Green and pink swirls around without a touch until it did 30 seconds later. A dot of tan appears in the middle of the swirl and gradually grew outward. His tan tear rides from the bottom of the paper to the middle, and it goes around and around and around and around until it gets inside of a huge swirl, like the ones he saw from the panels of Uzumaki. And now it paralyzes the professor and perishes instantly by swirls that develops and consumes his body. The student, who's now the only entity sitting at a dilapidated table, is at a loss for words, his hands on his head, thinking to himself, I've made a masterpiece. He quickly pulled out a business card that's for an art director at the MoMA to make an emergency call. Thank you. You can follow me on Instagram, New York Flow. I have a TikTok. Anybody who has a TikTok, you can follow me at Chris Reads 9000, KRISREADS 9000. This is where I post my performances, my recordings and stuff. I read many people's stories and I do my own thing as well. So thank you.